I'm Randy Schrader. Let's discuss what gets me here, and then let's discuss what might get you here. In 1990, I became a distributor in this remarkable industry, network marketing. In this discussion, we'll be describing the evolution of this industry from way before I got involved up until this day. We'll also discuss what specifically it is might cause you to get involved in the industry, but my own evolution here is a part of this discussion. In February of 1990, I became a distributor in the industry, and I stayed one clear up until August of 2009. In August of 2008, I was so lucky to get involved with a company called Monavie. And the next 12 months, the next 52 weeks were the most productive, the most enjoyable, the most remarkable of a career which produced in excess of $25 million in earnings, a career that resulted in me and my family having a life experience that I could never have guessed would be possible. But then, at the end of 2009, or towards the end of 2009, my friend Dallin Larson asked me if I would contemplate an evolution of my own. He said, "Randy, would you be willing to give up your distributorship so that all international distributors in Monavie could benefit from your life experience?" And while it wasn't an easy decision, I made the decision that I would do so, and I'm hoping so much that decision winds up accruing to your benefit specifically. So who am I? I am Randy Schrader. What is my official role and capacity? I am the International Distributor Ambassador of Monavie. What does that mean? It means that I'm in direct partnership with you if you're involved with this great company, or I will be in direct partnership with you if you make a decision to become involved. That's what gets me here. What gets you here? I can imagine a couple of things that may result in your being here. You might be a distributor of Monavie, anxiously engaged in the business, and as part of step 5 in our business building practice, you are learning about the industry. Step 5 is to build belief. Build belief in what? The network marketing industry, in Monavie, and in yourself. Perhaps that's what gets you here. Or you may be one who's just looking at our business. If you're one who's just looking at our business, this is so critically important. I can imagine the environment. Not too long ago, you were at a business presentation, and the presenter said something like this: "Is there anyone in the room who doubts the validity of the network marketing industry? Is there anybody here who just really wonders if this is a legitimate way of doing business?" And you're the person who raised their hand. And then someone said, "You need to learn about the evolution of network marketing." And so here we are. You know, it's an amazing business. It started clear back in 1903, the same year as Harley-Davidson motorcycles, by the way. And when it began, it was a company called Watkins. Watkins Products, Watkins Vanilla, Cinnamon, and Spices. Some of you who are my age or older, if there are any such people, some of you who are my age or older, you probably recall on your mom's kitchen counter, or maybe on your grandmother's, maybe still today, Watkins Vanilla, Cinnamon, and Spices. That was the first company ever that made it possible for individual entrepreneurs to buy a product at wholesale and sell it at retail, direct selling, but then to take one more step to not just buy it wholesale and sell it at retail, but to extend that opportunity to others, to be able to recruit and enroll other people. It's been going on since 1903. Between 1903 and 1942, not that much exciting happened in the industry. A group of direct selling companies came along. There was no technology to speak of that could be applied to the industry. There were no large incomes being generated, but the industry was born in 1903. By 1909, one of the evidences of ongoing fact occurred, that being the first copy of a company. W.T. Raleigh, without question, was the copy of a company. A copy of what company? Of Watkins Corporation. As we study and discuss our industry, we'll see that part of the continuing evolution has been a company copying another's idea and trying to improve upon that idea, sometimes succeeding in that attempt and sometimes not succeeding in that attempt. By the way, an interesting inclusion in this thought, at least interesting for me, as my own introduction to the industry. The very first direct selling and then network marketing company ever was Watkins Corporation. In 1982, I sold a business that I owned to Watkins, and I wound up being inside, not a distributor, but I wound up being inside on the management team of that company. And what an amazing experience it was for me to observe a network marketing company that had been around literally for decades, for generations. I met people whose fathers and grandfathers had become involved. They were continuing to earn significant incomes, ongoing, recurring income. That is the hallmark of a properly constructed network marketing company. At any rate, it all began in 1903. The next real significant occurrence was clear up in 1942. In 1942, a company was born that was called California Vitamins. California Vitamins was significant to the continued evolution of our industry for a variety of reasons. In California Vitamins, one could not only buy products from the company and sell them to others, you could recruit other people to do so to a degree on your behalf and get paid on 2 generations of depth. It was the first multi-level marketing company. It's an interesting industry, this network marketing or multi-level marketing. It's an industry that has created wealth for so many. It's an industry, however, that has this curious feature. This industry of network marketing has an ability to provoke feelings of insecurity among even the most secure people. If I ask a doctor what he does for a living, with pride he says, I am a doctor. Why? Because it feels good to be one. Society has decided in advance what it means to be a doctor. If I meet someone who's an attorney, they tell me, I am an attorney, and they say so with pride. I'm not sure why about that one. I joke, my son's an attorney, but society's decided that that's a good thing. It means a lot to be an attorney. When a person says, I'm engaged in the network marketing industry, quite often they say so with a level of insecurity. A curious industry, an ability to provoke feelings of insecurity among even the most secure. I hope that you are one of those people who can, with me, look anyone in the eye, candidate, new organization member, family member, and say the fundamental principles which govern network marketing are superior to those which govern conventional business. I'm hoping that this evolution of network marketing helps get you started across that bridge. Well, it all started in 1903 with Watkins Products. Watkins Products paved the way for a company called California Vitamins. In 1949, California Vitamins changed its name to Nutrilite, and there were 2 people of significance who joined the business that year. Those people were Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, and they became significantly successful Nutrilite distributors. In 1959, they chose to leave Nutrilite and start their own company. The company they started was called the Amway Corporation. Amway truly began an acceleration of this evolution of network marketing. Amway was the first company to pay 3 generations deep instead of just 2. Nutrilite was the first multi-level marketing company. They paid 2 generations deep. Previously, it was called California Vitamins. Now comes the Amway Corporation. They paid 3 generations deep. Well, in 1959, Amway was born. And between 1959 and 1972, that company enjoyed literally unrestricted growth. By 1972, the Amway Corporation was doing $600 million in annual sales. Contemplate that, $600 million in 1972 from zero, from nothing, from a spark in the eye of Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel in 1959. Unrestricted growth. $600 million is a lot of volume. That's a lot of business, a lot of wealth being created, a lot of money being earned for both owners and for distributors. And you know, whenever great success occurs, we can be assured that imitators will come along. Between 1972 and 1975, there was a massive proliferation of companies that entered the industry trying to mimic and mirror Amway's success. Some were legitimate, many were not, some were fraudulent. This huge proliferation of companies caused an overall industry review by the United States government in the form of the Federal Trade Commission. And Amway really bore the brunt of that investigation. They were the industry giant. They were the big one. They bore the brunt of the investigation. In 1975, the FTC actually filed a lawsuit against Amway, claimed that it was a pyramid, and tried to cause the company to cease operations. Now, there's a critically important lesson, because between 1975 and 1979, that litigation continued. And most would have argued, most, I believe, of the outside observers believed in 1975, when the United States government claimed that Amway was a pyramid, when that statement was made, I think most believed the company would fail, that it would go out of business. It didn't happen. In fact, the company stayed about the same size. It didn't keep growing, but it didn't drop precipitously. How in the world could that be? How could that happen? Here was proven the value of a consuming base, of a product that matters to people. All of those people, they said, wow, Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes said that it's a pyramid. I don't know if that's true or if it's false, but what I do know is that I'm enjoying the product. What I do know is that SA8 does what it's supposed to do. What I do know is the company keeps sending my check, and it arrives every month, and it clears the bank. So I'm not sure if what the government says is right or if it's wrong, but I'm just going to keep right on using the product. Here was one of the key lessons. if the whole consumption pattern, if the whole business model is based upon the consumption of a physical, tangible, consumable product that matters to people, then in the event that there's some external event which stops recruiting productivity, the business model will survive. It will be based upon the consumption of a product. Now, that was proven by Amway. It was ultimately forced into existence in the Amway ruling.